Today's video is going to be short because I can't think of much to talk about, but there is something on my mind because I take a popular culture class while I'm here, and one of the things, of course, you would talk about in a popular media class centered on Japan is anime and manga. And I know a lot of the people who maybe don't watch anime as a whole, but they watch animated movies from Japan, are only really familiar with Hayao Miyazaki. And for me, that's a real shame. The reason being because, Hayao Miyazaki, I think, is an interesting person as an artist. He is not actually who I would consider the best out there in terms of animated film that comes from Japan. His strength is in images, and there's actually a very clear reason for why that's the case. You see, when most directors approach a story, they'll approach it from the aspect of making the story and then making images based around the story. Hayao Miyazaki's method is very different in the fact that he will make images that he wants in his films and then kind of make a story just to incorporate those images. That's why many of Hayao's movies end up feeling either aimless or maybe have a plot that doesn't entirely make sense. This is probably most clear in the latest film that he created, Ponyo. But there are other anime directors out there, and I feel it's really important that people get exposed to them, especially for older audiences who tend to dismiss anime as something for kids, because there's a lot of adult stuff out there that really makes you think. The first person I would suggest is Osamu Tezuka, who has done a wide range of works throughout his life that appealed to varying topics. He's a bit outdated, though, because of, well, the time he grew up in, but that doesn't diminish his work entirely. There's Satoshi Kon, who makes some of the most beautiful movies I've seen, as well as some of the most creative and fun to watch. He created the film Paprika, which is based on the same book that Inception was based off of, which is actually a Japanese book, if you didn't know that. There's Oshie Mamoru, who does mostly experimental stuff. He did the second Ghost in the Shell movie, but another film that he created called Angel's Egg, or Tenshi no Tomogo, is a very strange piece of work with barely any dialogue at all, and it's just worth a watch because of how strange it is. And I found myself, like, while watching, maybe not so much enjoying it, but afterwards I kind of became obsessed and wanted to watch it over and over. Not naming specific directors at this point, there's also Mind Game or Tekken Kincrete, which are very strange and different films, but I thought they were quite enjoyable, especially Mind Game if you want something a bit more humorous. One thing I will say is check up on these films before you decide to show it to a child, because I am not joking when I say that a lot of these films have more adult material in them, and that's not just having to do with risque imagery. It has to do with some over-the-top theming and maybe just some concepts that the children won't enjoy. Sorry today's video is shorter. I can't promise anything more interesting tomorrow because of late classes, but I hope you guys have a good day. Comments, questions in the comment section, and yeah, I'll give links to the people I mentioned and the movies down the doobly-doo. Alright, have a good day.